Welcome to booking etiquette. When you are booked, whether it is a runway show, a print job, or anything else, you have some etiquette expected of you. Of course, we start with the basic etiquette: bring your booking cards, arrive early, smile, information, and your photo ID, and communicate. So, when you're getting ready for an upcoming booking, you want to wear your hair and makeup as requested. Sometimes they want it freshly washed. Sometimes they want you to have already done a little bit to your hair. Maybe they want you to have smoothed it out. Maybe they want you to already have your foundation on. Every job is going to be different because everything in the modeling industry is a case by case basis. Wear or bring your nude underwear, bra, and nails based on the job, of course. Avoid jewelry. It can get lost and will need to come off. Of course, if you're a person who's just like, I got to wear jewelry every day, I do suggest getting some type of small container or bag or a pouch that is your designated jewelry container. So you get into the routine of, okay, when I get to my job, I take my jewelry, I put it in my designated container. I know it's there. And at the end of the job, I know where it is to put it back on. You want to use deodorant and antiperspirant that doesn't transfer. And if you can, apply it the night before. Avoid using heavy oils or lotions that will leave a stain behind on transfer. Although you do want to be moisturized head to toe, you don't want it to be coming off on the clothing. And when it comes to getting dressed for the day of heading to a booking, you want to wear clothing that can come off without messing up the hair and makeup. So you want things that zip or button or stretch over the head easily. You're not going to want a turtleneck that when you pull it off is literally going to drag across your face and ruin all the hair and makeup. Sometimes they will have a robe when you get there, so you could wear that turtleneck and then take it off when you get there, but then you may be freezing in the robe for like 3 hours before you shoot while you're going through hair and makeup and styling. So I do suggest wearing things that can be pulled down the body and are a little bit looser, have zips and buttons and things like that. You want to leave at home designer and valuable belongings. Your bag may not be watched 24/7. You also don't know all of these people on set and whether or not you can trust them. Sometimes there's as many as 50 people on a photo shoot set, 3 or 4 models, 5 or 6 people on the photo shoot team, then lighting people, styling people, manicurist people, hair people, makeup people. There's a lot of people. So leave your designer and valuable belongings at home if possible, if it makes you uncomfortable having those things on set. Some more things you could probably leave at home are friends, partners, families, and pets. Unless you know these clients and things are pre approved or you're underage, these things should not be coming with you to your job. This is a workplace like any other job. You would not be bringing guests. Your model bag for a booking can include all of these things, or some of these things, or even more than what is listed. Things like layers, snacks, headphones, your book and card, definitely your voucher, book and pin if your agency does vouchers. Not all agencies do. Anything that's requested on the call sheet. Sometimes they may say, well, instead of a nude thong, we would like you to bring a black thong. Or maybe we want you to bring a nude thong and a black thong. Or maybe they want a certain heel because they don't have your shoe size and they just need you to bring a nude pump. So sometimes they're going to ask for something. It's typically something small, but go ahead and make sure you have packed that in your model bag the night before. Also, things like a nail file, chargers, any medications you may need. If you are a menstruating person, you should bring menstruating items with you everywhere all the time because you never know. And when you're stressed out or around a lot of other menstruating people, sometimes that can cause you to menstruate. So go ahead and bring those items. You want to bring a book or quiet activity. And I like to bring an empty tote for my personal clothing. So sometimes they don't have somewhere to hang up my clothing, or on the rack, like they don't have space, or at a runway show, there really is nowhere to put it. And it just ends up on the floor or in a pile of dirt. So I bring a very small, easy, lightweight tote that doesn't take up a lot of space. And then it's big enough though that I could throw in my leggings and tank top and then hang it from the side of the rack or something so that your clothes are not getting dirty. You want to, of course, arrive early, about 15 to 10 minutes, giving yourself time to calm down, to get situated, to find parking, to get through security, all of those things. When you arrive on set, you want to check in and say hello. Make sure somebody knows you're there. Even if you made eye contact, that sometimes is not enough. Make sure they know you, say your name, say hello. Follow instructions, whatever they tell you to do, that's what you're doing. You're getting paid, you're already on the clock, just listen to them. Like, of course, not if it crosses your boundaries, but if they tell you sit over here, go sit over here. Communication, if you leave the room, if you're going even just to the restroom. I'm not saying that you're a 5-year-old who has to ask for permission. I'm saying that you value the other members who are working on your team today, and you are communicating with them so they know where you are and they aren't looking for you if they suddenly need you 2 seconds after you've left the room. Have patience and remember you are being paid. So if you're being paid to sit on Instagram, there's really no need to complain. It's kind of awesome. Trying on clothing. As always, you have seen this slide many times before. Carefully pull the clothing over your head to avoid makeup or skincare transfer onto the clothing. Take your time zipping or buttoning to avoid sagging the fabric. At some jobs, they will even say, please do not touch the zippers at all. We will do it all for you. And this is not only so you don't mess it up, but it's kind of like a liability thing where, like, if you mess it up, they can get mad at you. But if you don't do it, and they mess it up, no one can get mad at you. And they're not going to get mad at their employees most of the time because they know that their stylists who are trained in it. So sometimes it's just safer to let them do everything so you don't get ever blamed for anything. But not all clients are going to blame you for everything. I don't want to scare you. Ask for help if you need it. And as always, hang up or fold that clothing. Please do not throw it on the ground or throw it in a chair. At least hand it to somebody who can then hang it up. They will really appreciate it. In your downtime, be careful of your hair. Make sure that you are not then throwing on a coat with a hoodie and screwing up the 2 hours that your hair artist put into your hair. Same goes for makeup. Watch that you are not touching your face or leaning against something and messing up all of your makeup. And use a straw when you are drinking so you're not messing up the lip. And when you're eating, try and eat it. You know how the people on reality shows eat their food where they open their mouth really wide? They do that to avoid having to do lip touch up. So do the same. And wardrobe. Ask before sitting. Sometimes you can't sit in a few outfits. And of course, they will try and help you get out of that outfit quickly and get the shot done. Don't let them torture you and make you stand for 9 hours. But always ask before sitting in case something is super wrinkly and you're about to shoot it and you've just ruined all the hard work of the stylist who steamed it and put it on you. And also check the seat. Make sure there's no dirt on it or anything that can then get on the clothing. More things about your downtime you should be aware of is try not to wander off. If you are going to go to the bathroom, of course, that's fine. If you're going to take a phone in the hallway, that's fine too. But let people know where you are and don't go too far. Be nice to everyone. Everyone on set is equal. Nobody is below you. You are not above anyone. I don't care if you've been modeling 10 years and the model next to you started yesterday. Don't be mean. It's just rude and no one likes it. And most of the time you will get seen and noticed. And even if the client doesn't tell you to your face, they most likely will tell your agent they no longer want to work with you. Do not change the hair and makeup. It doesn't matter if you think it's ugly. Nobody hired you for your opinion. They hired you to bring life to their dreams and their vision. I'm sure your opinion is great, but it's not what's being paid for here today. Please do not go changing the hair or makeup without permission. Turn your phone on silent. It should not be on loud. It should be on silent. Of course, you can have it on most sets and check it often, but don't be on it 24/7. If clients are talking to you or you are physically on the set shooting, try not to be on your phone as much as possible. Clients do appreciate when you are paying attention. Wash your hands before touching the garments. If you have eaten breakfast and then you're about to try on the clothing, just tell the stylist, oh, I'm going to go wash my hands quick. They will never argue with you and they will always be thankful that you did that. Keep all your belongings in one place or in a tote bag so that you don't lose things and you're not taking over the whole shoot. You want to avoid eating or drinking anything in the garment whenever you can. But if you're in clothing all day long, that's not possible. So you do want to try leaning over a table or over a plate so that you do not drop the food onto you. It would drop onto the plate or to the table. So you're not really eating in your lap or anything like that because that's most likely going to end up with a spill or a mishap. And it can look comical that you're like leaning over a table a little bit, but it's going to keep you from getting yelled at by the client and they're going to very much appreciate it. So try not to get food on the clothing. And wash your hands after you eat. Even a baby wipe can help. Taking direction. Please do not take it personal. If they say don't do that with your arm, it doesn't mean your arm is fat. It doesn't mean your arm is ugly. It doesn't mean you're a bad poser. It means that pose is not working in this exact second. And the photographer has a different point of view than you do. So they are helping you out. Or maybe the stylist, or maybe the makeup artist. Somebody is telling you about something that is not working because you can't see the final product. They are looking through the lens or at the computer where the photos are showing up. Do not take this personal. Ask to see the mood board so that you understand the direction. Most companies do have mood boards. Not everybody does every time, so there may not be one. So then just ask for more clarification, or even ask for them to pull up some examples on social media or the internet. Ask what's in the frame. So that means how much is ending up in the actual photo. Are they shooting you head to toe? Are they shooting you half body? This will help you with your poses. No feedback does not equal bad feedback. So you could be on set posing away, and then they all stop to look at the photos that are showing up on the computer, and nobody says anything to you. And then they start shooting again. And then you get in your head and you're like, oh my God, am I doing a good job? We're still shooting. I must not have done a good job. No, it has nothing to do with you. Most of the time, no feedback is a good thing. It means you are doing nothing wrong and they don't need to correct anything. And even when they need to correct things, most of the time it's not your fault. Like I said, it's about perception and what angle the camera is getting, and the hair and the makeup and the styling. So don't take these things personal. And if there's no feedback, don't start freaking out and getting in your head. How to keep your energy up during the set. Walk around when it's not your turn. If you're waiting for other models or you're waiting for something else happening on set, walk around, get your blood flowing. Just a little walk even to the bathroom and back can really help. You want to stretch a little. Of course, if you're in clothing, be careful when stretching. You don't want to rip anything. But stretching can be really great to get that blood flowing and make your whole body look very vibrant and keep your energy up. Get some sunlight if you can. It's always helpful. Listen to some upbeat music in your headphones and eat healthy snacks regularly. Some red flags to look out for on set are contracts and releases. Most of the time, you should not be signing anything on set, especially if you have representation. If they ask you to sign something, you want to take a picture first and send it to your agency. NDAs are the exception because that just says you are not going to blab to everybody about what is happening. So that is something you should sign. Nudity. You should never be asked to go nude, do swim, or lingerie at a job without prior notice. Now, at a casting, they could suddenly ask you to be in a bikini, but that's for like 2 seconds. At a job, you are shooting that bikini or lingerie. They should not be asking you to do that without prior notice so that you can be what we call swim ready. And so that way you could have agreed on your comfortability of that. And just make sure that you go and leave the job. If they're asking you to do nudity and they're being really pressured about it, call your agency, tell them what's going on. This should hopefully never happen to you. I hope you're never in this situation, but if it did, do not let them pressure you into nudity. Fees. If you're asked to pay anything at a job, that is a huge red flag. I can't even think of an exception where it would be allowed except for maybe parking, and most clients should be paying for your parking anyways. When you are leaving the booking, make sure to collect all of your belongings. Get your voucher signed if your agency does have vouchers. If you did any overtime and you don't have vouchers, maybe get some proof that you were there for that overtime. Maybe email your agent when you leave the job and say, I am leaving now. This is when we finish the job. So that way everybody is on the same page and you get paid for your work. And then give your thank yous and say goodbyes with names because people like to hear their name. That is everything you need for booking etiquette. If you have any questions, as always, comment below. If you would like to share anything with me, email me or share it publicly on social media using the hashtag Modelesque Mindset. And if you would like to book a one-on-one, the link is provided.